Vorazun, where do we have him?
Unfortunately, contrary to popular belief, Vorazun doesn't use melee units. She has no good melee units. Well, her zealots are not completely terrible, I guess. But like,
Centurions.
basically, she has no good melee units. So, I think that what you're going to end up doing is still the same thing. It's just with like Dark Templar and whatnot. It's just that Shortsighted is gonna hurt.
It will on the trains that you don't bug out. The bug still works, right? You make the escort stop following the trains.
Yeah. There's still attack waves. There's a lot of things. It's just like basically Vorazun can be completely fine, but it's gonna be a lot of get good.
Yes, a lot of get good.
There's so much get good, very much get good. So that's basically the deal for Vorazun, I'd say. Yeah, I think she could be as low as C, honestly.
As low as C. Wow, coming from you, that's big. How about you, Tutu?
I put her in A. I forgot why. Let me see, because I don't recall.
I had her in B because
having
she's
much-
expensive, but that's about it. Oh, it's annoying to have, yeah, Afraid of the Dark also.
Well, I fought against Invasionary Swarm, so not in aircom.
So basically, you fought against Amon as AFK.
How's the AFK?
Invasionary Swarm is like such an easy comp. It's like that. Like that's basically like sandbox mode levels of easy. If you're playing against Invasionary Swarm of Vorazun, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Ouch.
It's like hugely easy comp. It's Invasionary Swarm is like classic bio. They both exist to be bullied.
To be dunked on.
Yes.
They are the rim.
They literally both exist to be bullied. So
classic bio is a hoop. Vorazun is LeBron James.
I would not put those two at the same level, but I can see your point.
I'd say for Vorazun, I'd prefer Invasionary Swarm over Classic Bio as level of easy. I think that literally it depends on the comp you're going for, the mutators, but like either one could be easier than the other. They're both really, really easy. They are the easiest two comps for soloing against.
Okay, so YA?
Because you have time stop. I think I used the time stop train thing, so the escorts didn't follow.
And yeah, I think it's gonna
the ones
be big.
That were
bugging out 5 trains. I think that's gonna be big.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
Now that I made a guide on it, people can just
watch
like you don't even have to be looking. You just look at the timer. You press time stop at that time, and then you kill the train.
Yes.
Yes, forcing people to use outside reference material to make Vorazun good. You know, what I find ironic here is that this is actually like provoking at my age-old gripe from like literally the earliest days of like the first year of co-op existing, where it's like, yes, time stop is a very strong call down, but then people go like, oh, you can even use time stop to bug out things to like basically end up deleting this wave. It's like, okay, and the highly underrated solar bombardment would also delete that wave without any timings or bugging anything. You just click on it and it's gone. The entire train escort is gone, and the train is heavily softened.
Time stop is every 4 minutes. Solar bombardment is
instead of every
5 minutes. And also, time stop is a global, so you can do other stuff aside from that one objective that you're nuking.
But will you? You can only look in one place at once.
That applies to this one specifically. That's a good point. That applies to this mutation specifically.
I would say in this case, like time stop is no better than a lot of other alts that are available.
Yes, but Vorazun also has black hole.
And stasis wards.
Stasis wards Uh,
I don't think
eh.
the stasis wards will be that big since a lot of units just randomly creep out of Aemon spaces.
Yeah, because the way that the train escort
put them on the ramp.
stays in that weird
Oh, on the
formation.
ramp. Yeah, the ramp. The stasis wards can actually block the spooky boys.
Hooray!
Or at least slow them down.
Or at least slow them down. That is a yeah.
Do they draw aggro for them to decide to just nuke the stasis wards? I feel like they do, but I'm not sure. I don't remember.
You probably need to
Maybe
have
they
a
don't.
lot of them. If it's not a lot of them, they probably won't nuke them.
I think what they need is it's like something about like they need 3 structures, and it's like, oh well.
Then two stasis wards.
You have a pylon, you have a cannon, you have a stasis ward. You get nuked.
Well, the cannon will be above the ramp, so I don't think the ghost will necessarily see that.
No, the ghosts like to just map hack into figuring out their targets. You can actually place 3 buildings though, because I know that if I like put a pylon in the middle and then put a cannon on either end of the ramp, they don't get nuked. So there's weirdness on how close the buildings have to be for the AI. I don't know. It's very weird.
That's really funky.
There's some famous Blizzard consistency in those ghosts and their AI. So I'm not sure entirely how it'll work.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
How about
Stasis Ward is like a convenience against ghosts, I guess.
Okay, how about this?
You're also not going to get the nuclear launch detected because they hit the stasis ward. So like they'll hit a stasis ward, and that'll slow them down by 20 seconds, if anyone even noticed.
How about this? So Tutu says A, Sticksbender says C. How about we just stick them in B? Just compromise, stick them in B.
I mean, just because the time stop thing still works, so.
The time stop thing still works.
Even if you don't use it, you kill a whole train.
Yeah.
Or all the escorts.
Yeah.
Stolen War, you have to aim. Time stop. You just hit the hotkey.
You click on the train, and
everything around it dies. Clicking on the train takes away valuable vision from where you're looking at your army, who's fighting. Time stop. You can use it.
You click on the train which you are fighting. What? What? You have to aim argument. It's the entire screen. That's like saying you have to aim nuke rain. We should demote Arcturus from S. You have to aim nuke rain. So much aiming. The whole screen. I had to actually put an enemy on the screen. Let's ignore the fact that we already have a mutator which says you can only hit enemies when they're on the screen, but having to put an enemy on the screen is just a travesty. The horror of aiming.
It still takes away time. It still takes away time when you have to look away from your army. It takes away
time. It's exactly where you wanted your camera anyways for your units to be able to fire.
I think you're underestimating how tiny the circle is for a 50. It's really tiny.
It's like
it's tiny.
No.
The
radius of your screen, right? So a quarter of the area. But it's like quarter of the area of your screen. It's like half the radius of your screen.
There's no way it's as big as a quarter of the area of my screen. At most, it's like an eighth.
Isn't it?
I think it's 5 radius or something. And that's tiny.
Figure this out definitively how big the area is.
3? No, that's way. I don't think that's way too tiny. Is it 3?
That's short-sighted vision radius.
Oh yeah, does short-sighted also affect Afraid of the Dark? Do they synergize that way?
Well, Afraid of the Dark will only let you see areas that you have.
That you can see.
You have to have vision there despite short-sighted.
All right. Come on, guys.
The spotlight radius equals 4 plus 3 times 1 minus distance to the closest friendly unit over 12. I thought that having a friendly unit closer increased the spotlight area.
Okay.
The spotlight is physically bigger the closer the nearest allied unit.
Okay. I guess that works. That's why it seems so small.
So
Elliot is near.
it's 7
Short-sighted.
vision radius if you have a unit that's like in the spotlight.
I guess that's like, that's not a quarter though. It's more like a fifth at best, a sixth more like. But anyway, I think B is fine.
Height.
Come on, guys. I think B is fine. Not C, but it's not A. It's B.
Yeah. Time stop is not a particularly good top bar here. It's a top bar it's a strong top bar, but it's not a particularly good top bar here compared to just straight up nukes.
Using
Purifier beam, space station reallocation, solar bombardment, what have you.
Using time stop on a double train allows you to kill both trains for free, whereas solar bombardment using it on a double train only lets you kill one of the trains for free, which is why I think time stop is better. No cut arguments there?
I mean, I could argue that those Han and Horner can like space station one train and call on the fleet another train, but the reality is calling the fleet isn't exactly as effective as wave clear, and space station only draws so much aggro before it dies anyways.
Yes, that's why they're in C.
No, they're in C because their units are terrible and they're just a top bar. Which is kind of the problem with Vorazun too, is that her units are good instead of terrible. But they really have a rough time with the mutators. Short-sighted and afraid of the dark are a huge problem. If you go and cast your Shadow Fury, then it kills everything in the spotlight, but it's not doing its full damage because anything that was out of the spotlight doesn't get hit by that Shadow Fury, and now it's on cooldown.
All right.
Like, it's a huge... Your units are going to perform so much worse than you're used to. You could mass Void Rays, I guess, with Vorazun, except that Short-sighted means they're going to be melee Void Rays, so I'm not sure that's going to be any better.
All right. Tutu, are you okay with B?
Yeah.
Sticksbender, are you okay with B?
It's too high for her, but fine.
So you think C for Vorazun?
Yeah.
All right, here it is. So we'll flip a coin. This time, no more actual coin. I've googled flip a coin, and you guys can see it. You see my screen, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So heads B, tails C. Let's flip. Tails C. There it is. Decided.
Sacred coin.
Sacred coin has spoken. Vorazun C.